Greetings, BionicDance.
Hey, how are ya?
Having just watched your video titled Agnosticism is Irrelevant, I would like to make a response of sorts.
Alright, hit me.
Really, I don't think there's anything to respond to, and to demonstrate this, I would like to ask you a question. Do you believe that Zaggawagga exists?
No. No, I don't. Of course, I've never heard of Zaggawagga, so how am I supposed to have belief in it? Can't be done. I have to hear about it to believe in it, so I'm sitting here not believing in it.
If you answered yes to that question, then you are classed as a Zaggawaggaist, that is, one who believes in Zaggawagga. If, on the other hand, you answered no, then you are classed as an a-Zaggawaggaist, that is, one who lacks belief in Zaggawagga.
Then I'm an a-Zaggawaggaist. Makes perfect sense to me.
It is a binary system. The only way to not be an a-Zaggawaggaist is to be a Zaggawaggaist.
That's exactly right. You either have belief or you don't have belief. The truth is, you are without belief in absolutely everything you've never heard of. You can't possibly believe in something unless you've heard of it. So, clearly, you're a non-believer. You're an a-whatever in everything you've never heard of, including Zaggawagga.
So, going back to my original question, do you believe that Zaggawagga exists?
Nope. No, I do not.
Yes or no?
I already told you. No.
Remember, there are no other options. It is a binary system.
Hell, I know that. And I don't have any belief in Zaggawagga. Therefore, I don't believe. It's that simple. By the way, what is Zaggawagga anyway? I'd love to at least try to believe in it.
I'll give you a little bit of time to think about it.
I don't need time. I've already given you my answer. Merciful Zeus, he's playing the Jeopardy theme? Really?
So, do you have an answer?
I already told you. I don't believe in Zaggawagga. How can I? I don't know what it is.
Can you identify whether you're a Zaggawaggaist or an a-Zaggawaggaist?
I'm an a-Zaggawaggaist. I don't believe in it. I can't have belief in it. So I'm not a believer. I'm not a Zaggawaggaist. I'm not on Zaggawagga's side. I might be if I knew what it was, but until I do, I cannot believe. Therefore, I don't believe. It's that simple.
Of course you can't. You don't have the definition of Zaggawagga. Nobody does. As it stands, for all intents and purposes, the word Zaggawagga has no definition.
And so I'm supposed to believe in it how? And if I don't believe in it, then I don't believe in it. And therefore I'm an a-Zaggawaggaist, because to be a Zaggawaggaist you have to believe, and I don't.
And so we are all agnostic with respect to Zaggawagga. But according to you, this is irrelevant. We cannot sidestep the question of belief in Zaggawagga. We must all still fit into one of these boxes.
And we do. I have no belief in Zaggawagga. Having belief in Zaggawagga is impossible without having the definition, and therefore I don't believe. And so I'm not a believer, and so I'm an a-Zaggawaggaist, because I don't believe. How hard is this to grasp?
But how on earth can we sensibly say that? Until we know what Zaggawagga is, these two boxes are as ill-defined as Zaggawagga itself.
No, only the yes box is ill-defined. The no box is perfectly well-defined. The no box says, well, I don't believe in this thing. And if you've never heard of something, how do you believe in it? You don't believe in it if you've never heard of it, and therefore you're not a believer. And that makes you an a-Zaggawaggaist, because an a-Zaggawaggaist is someone who is not a Zaggawaggaist. And to be a Zaggawaggaist, you have to actually believe in Zaggawagga, which you don't. It makes perfect sense. Now, the way you're acting, it's like the no I don't believe box is the I actively disbelieve box. That I say there is no Zaggawagga, actively asserting that there is no Zaggawagga. And that's not what that box is. That box is, I am not a Zaggawaggaist. I am not a believer. And you can come to not believing in a variety of ways, including having never heard of the thing and never being able to make a yes, I believe in it decision. And if you don't believe in something, then you don't believe in something. Or do you? Because you seem to think that if you don't believe in something, then you something else entirely that I can't even describe. Huh?
So, let us now suppose hypothetically that I am an agnostic with respect to God. According to you, the fact that I am an agnostic is irrelevant, and so I cannot sidestep the question of belief or non-belief by stating that I am an agnostic.
Well, yeah. Unless you actually believe in God, then you don't believe in God, and that makes you an atheist. Very simple.
However, to maintain that this must be the case is to miss the point of agnosticism entirely. As an agnostic, I can make no more sense of either of these labels than either of us can of the Zaggawagga.
But all I have to do to not believe in God or Zaggawagga is to be without belief. So all I have to do to be an atheist or an a-Zaggawaggaist is to not believe. I don't have to have a comprehensible definition of either one. I could be completely ignorant of either one, and I'd still be without belief. And that's all it takes to not be a theist or a Zaggawaggaist.
It's not that I haven't declared belief or non-belief, it's that I consider the concepts to be meaningless.
And thus I'm pretty damn sure that you don't believe. And therefore you're not either of those things, and therefore you're an atheist or an a-Zaggawaggaist. It's that simple. You consider them meaningless, so you don't believe, so you're not a believer. And if you're not a believer, there's really only one other option.
Agnostics are atheists or theists? What?
Agnosticism is a form of atheism, dude. I mean, if you look around my comments section, you'll see plenty of people saying that without my prompting whatsoever. Truth is, I understand what you're trying to get at. You're trying to say, well, they haven't made a decision, therefore they're not one or the other. But they are one or the other, because either you have belief or you do not have belief. You don't have to have active disbelief. And if you think that you can both have belief and not have belief at the same time, I'd like you to explain to me how.
The content of your video can be reformulated as blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah.
I understand that's all you heard, but that's on you, pal. It's not my fault.
Now, I think it's fair to ask, if you're not running on automatic and are indeed thinking, then what are you thinking about?
Naked chicks. You know, making good use of my time. Until next time, fellow space travelers. Please take the time to rate this video. And hey, if you dig what I do, subscribe. You might also enjoy my webcomic, The Adventures of Kinneara Baxter. You'll find a link in the info bar, along with a link to my Zazzle store. Buy a t-shirt today. I'd rather be an atheist smartass than a religious dumbass.